evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to host this Jason,
And Jeremy.
Jeremy. Yes, Jeremy. Oh, jeez. Hold on. Jeremy, I think here. Give me 1 second. Just
You can't.
Hello.
What's your favorite scary movie?
To be quite honest, I'm gonna go with probably close to Nightmare on Elm Street, but for this night, it's Scream.
And who's the killer in
enough
Scream?
answer for you, Ghostface guy? Yeah, well, we don't want to spoil anything right now, but it could be a multitude of people because that's the point of this movie. Why am I still holding this up to my head?
Cool.
Oh, you just leave that thing on the entire time.
If you hang up that phone again, I'll cut you like a fish.
I did. Oh, hold on. Yeah. Okay. Hello. Okay, so get my Twitch set up so I can see what people are talking about on our Twitch stream here. Talk about how silly we're being right now. But yes, we are talking about Scream. Kind of a revolutionary film in of itself.
It is. It is a revolutionary film about me. And this.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. We're up and running now. So, Jeremy.
This revolutionary
Scream.
film.
Yes, you picked this movie. So,
I did.
why?
Because Wes Craven
Oh,
is
I'm
a
pretty sure he's
genius.
done. I'm pretty sure he's done a lot of. Yes, I love these movies too. So you picked it because of Wes Craven, huh?
No, I just love these movies. And I felt like we hadn't done like a big name franchise in a hot minute. So it'd been a little bit.
Yeah, I mean we haven't really. Well, usually when it comes to me, when you let me pick, I never really do anything real big. Which is actually it's kind of funny now that I'm thinking about it. See, I threw on a shirt when I was I threw on a shirt when we were getting ready,
Yeah.
putting everything together, and I was just like, oh, this is the first thing I drew out of the closet, and guess what? It has a tie-in. A Nightmare on Elm Street was created by Wes Craven.
It was. They even have a reference for it in the movie.
They reference all sorts of stuff in this movie, Jeremy.
They do. They really do.
They reference quite a bit. I know there's the reference to Freddy Krueger because they had the janitor and
Yep.
the Stripe.
And his name was Fred.
And yes, his name was Fred. Also, I was gonna, in celebration of this movie, I was gonna do some sort of like horror movie trivia stuff like they did in the movie, but
Oh, I'd be down. I'd be down for that. Let's play.
I don't have anything at the moment.
Oh well.
Yeah. Oh well. Oh. And really, is this like the only movie that they really do that with?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to think because I think maybe they done well. For all of you out there who do not know this movie, where have you been? And welcome to the show. Do it for the next one. Yes, I will draw up some general horror questions like in this one where he's like, who's the killer of Friday the 13th?
Jason! It was Jason! I'm sorry. That's the wrong answer. He kind of reminded me when he started talking like that of Chucky.
Yeah, he did. He did have a little bit of personality to them. So okay, for any of you who hasn't seen this movie, uh, like I said, it's more of a who done it type of deal. You have a masked killer going around, killing people, and the like it does with all these horror movies that extend longer than two films. It does have to tie in these complicated plot points with, Sydney's mom and a device that changes voices altogether.
Oh man, just wait till we
And
get to the third one.
well, that's what I'm saying. Hollywood, stuff like that.
At least
But
this one's just like a slight change.
yeah, this one actually did bring in the rise of like meta horror teen slash films.
Yeah, it did.
This one just, really got cooking at the box office, I suppose, and it really just, that's where you get like your, like I Know What You Did Last Summers, and I'm trying to think there was another one. A lot of them.
Prom
you'll start
Night.
noticing that there's a.
Anything that was like a
I think Prom
slap.
Night came out before this.
It did, but like, it's any of those movies that were just like you said, whodunit slashers. Like this caused them to just catapult.
Well, I mean, like, just look at like Child's Play. Child's Play was, the first movie was about, uh, the killer doll Chucky, and then the second movie and the third movie just revolved around him. Well, um, I know we're going to be talking about that whenever we get to that movie series, but trying to remember when Scream came out.
1996.
1996.
Yep.
Let's see here.
And like I said, it just the reason I picked it is because I wanted also to talk about a revolutionary movie. And it kind of dives back into when we went to Pensacon because, this past year we got to see the panel for Skeet Ulrich, Matthew Lillard, and Jamie Kennedy. And they talked about Scream, and they talked about how one of the big things, especially nowadays, is people, when they do these kinds of movies, sometimes they don't like to tell the cast the ending to the movie because they don't want to spoil it. But this one, they all knew. They signed non-disclosure agreements so they couldn't talk about it, but they all knew what was going to happen. They already knew about the twist ending that Wes Craven was going to put in.
Yes.
It really didn't matter.
Yeah, so Bride of Chucky came out in 98, which is when you will see like the change in the Child's Play series when it changes into the Chucky name, and they got like the meta references, and yeah, that all stems from this, because they always talk about, in this movie they talk about the rules. This whole series of movies talks about horror movies in general. This one is like the rules of horror. You're not supposed to do this. You can do that.
If you're a virgin, rule number 1, you can't have sex.
Oh yeah.
You have rule number 2.
Yeah.
No drugs or alcohol.
It's an extension of part 1.
It's an extension. And number 3, under no circumstance can you say, "I'll be right back," because you're not going to be right back. Hey man, you want another beer?
Hey Jeremy, I'm gonna hop over here and grab a drink. You want something?
Yeah, man, grab me one.
Okay, cool. So I'll be right back. Woo! And yeah, so you got your different rules, and they play with these rules. And when we get into the later movies, the second movie talks about the rules of a sequel, and the third one the rules of a trilogy. And then the fourth one's like there
is one rule that we did forget, Jason. Delivered by the great Jamie Kennedy. Are you ready?
Oh, this is your.
There's
This
a
is your scene.
formula
Okay,
to
yummy.
it.
No, it's not my
A very
scene.
Simple formula.
Oh, it's not your scene.
Everybody's a
Oh, yeah,
suspect.
this is.
Telling you, the dad's a red.
Everybody's a suspect.
Oh god.
Okay, everyone's. Yeah.
And that's what I think. So the thing I love about this movie, and the reason why I like it so much, is the cast. The cast did fantastic, all of them, from start to finish. Like the entire cast was just great. Jason? I think he froze. He did freeze. Which means you get to listen to me talk for a little bit longer. But PJ, I saw you were in the chat. What's your favorite scary movie? I want to know what your name is. Jason and Michael's not a scary movie. But while we wait on him to come back, yeah, it was the cast. Like I was saying earlier, we got to see him.
There's too.
Oh, there he is. He's back.
There is too much energy going on. Just too much. Ghostface is trying to cut my cables.
So I was talking about the thing that made this movie great, and one of the reasons why I like it so much, is the cast. The cast did fantastic. Like,
Yeah, I mean, it was a good cast. I mean,
it was a great cast. Like everything
Yeah,
about the
it's-
cast was great. Like I don't.
and like Jeremy said, we were able to sit in a panel for a few of them during Pensacon last year or this year.
Yep, and
What?
it was fun to listen to and talk to him. Like I don't have them up on my wall right now, but you know, I got to meet Matthew Lillard and Skeet Ulrich and have them sign a couple things, got a couple pictures. And I'll tell you what, like Matthew Lillard is one of the most down-to-earth, humble people I've ever met. Like,
No, they all seem pretty.
oh, they were all great, but like Matthew Lillard and Jason can vouch for, it's like his line alone was massive.
Yeah,
And
I remember that one.
And the thing about it was, yes, his line was massive, but he didn't care how big it was because he made sure he made everybody feel good, special about, you know, being able to meet him.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was all a big deal to them. Like, he loves meeting fans. And he talks about it all the time. He's like, you know, going up to these conventions and stuff like that, like, it's such a great experience for him. And saying hi to the fans and meeting them and stuff like that is, like, the best part about it. So he wants to he doesn't rush through any of it. He goes up there, he talks to you, and I got a signature from him. And it's funny because when they do it, they'll write like a phrase from the show or movie for the picture that they're signing, and they'll sign their name, they'll put your name on it, so on and so forth. So when I got his, it's the one where he's holding his gun and he's got that big goofy grin on his face.
Mm-hmm.
And he went and blacked out one of his teeth with the Sharpie and put "liver alone"
Liver alone.
and signed it. And I didn't realize he blacked out a tooth until after I started walking away, and I looked at it and I'm like, wait a second. And I just thought, it's like little things like that
Okay, so, um, this movie takes place, right? So you got this movie is this movie, and like I said, it spins out into multiple sequels. But pretty much this movie is just about who's doing the killing, right? And we come to find out it's the big surprise reveal at the end, and um,
Corn syrup. Just like
yes,
they use for the pig's blood in Carrie.
it's another see calling out all sorts of movies. Um, so come to find out, dun, it's Billy and Stu.
You see, us, we gotta make it into the sequels, because, let's face it, Sid, you gotta have a sequel!
Yeah, I'm just gonna say that Matthew Lillard as Stu just about chewed up every scene that he could while in this movie. I'm gonna hate to tell you, but when it comes down to this movie, there's a lot of stuff I do remember about this movie, but I'm gonna guarantee you all the stuff that I do remember about this movie, he's in the scene. And he just hams it up at every point that he can, and it is glorious.
Like Jason's favorite scene, for example.
Oh yes, go ahead. Been quoting this one all day.
Yeah, this one, right? Yeah.
I said, don't you blame the movies. Movies don't create psychos. Movies make psychos more creative. Stop it, Billy, would you, all right? I can't take anymore. I'm feeling a little woozy here. Anyways, you get the gun.
I'm feeling woozy here!
Yeah, and then he goes back and the gun's not there.
But that actually leads to one of my favorite scenes, Jason. It
Oh boy.
goes right into it too.
Yeah, you went a little deep, man.
Billy, you cut me too deep. I think I'm dying here, man.
I think I'm dying here, man.
Hello?
Oh, Stu. What's your motive? Billy's got one. The police are on their way. What are you gonna tell them?
Peer pressure. I'm far too sensitive. I'm gonna rip you up, you bitch! Just like your fucking
pressure.
mother!
You gotta find me first, you pansy-ass mama's boy!
Fuck! Fucking hit me with the phone, dick!
That whole last set of scenes between the two of them was just great. You had Billy's authoritative, psychotic persona going, and then you had the Stu, the other half of it.
And the fun thing about it is going back and rewatching the movie after you know who the killers are, going back and rewatching the movie and trying to figure out who's in the suit and who's making the phone calls. Because usually, I think most of the time it was just one of them in a suit, and they would, I guess, switch out. I don't think they were both in the suit at the same time. So if at the beginning of the movie, I'm going to assume that it was Stu that was in the suit. Because I think Stu's the one who gets hit the most.
Oh, when he's killing his girlfriend?
See, that one's a bit harder because I don't know if he would just kill her or...
I don't know, but he got some bottles thrown at him.
I'm not saying that Billy couldn't have taken a hit either, but I'm just saying that Stu would have probably been the one who, falls over furniture and is just more clumsy when it comes to, maneuverability and stuff like that.
And I think that's the other part that I like about not just this one, but the entire franchise as a whole, is because the killer is so human.
Mm-hmm.
He stumbles over stuff. He's getting knocked around senseless.
Some of them do, yeah.
Like I said, in this one, the girlfriend throws beer bottles at him.
Hits him with the freezer door.
Yeah, and he like runs out and she
Right.
like flings that door open and knocks him down.
Hits him right in the face. So yeah, so this movie happens, and then they go into the next one, and the whole event of this movie gets an in-universe movie. What's that movie called, Jeremy?
Stab.
Stab. Okay. Yes. So we're gonna go out of here for a moment. So Jeremy, in the Stab series, let's test your knowledge, and while we're at it, with all the folks at home, let's test your knowledge too. Thing keeps jumping around. Sydney Prescott. Who played her in the Stab franchise?
Oh, I don't remember. I'd have to rewatch the movies. I know Luke Wilson plays one of them.
Okay, yes, Luke Wilson plays Billy Loomis.
Yeah.
There is a scene, Jeremy, where they reference it because they were talking about who would play Sydney.
I
in
can't
the
remember.
movie.
I can't remember her name because she does say it earlier.
She says, maybe PJ will get it. Hold on, let me switch over there. PJ, you with us? Can you figure it out? Can you figure it out?
Yeah, PJ.
Who plays Sydney Prescott in Stab?
But while she's looking that up,
Yes. He's looking that up. Yes, it's Tori Spelling. So let me. Let me run down the. So I don't know who some of these characters are. Okay, so Sydney Prescott was Tori Spelling. Billy Loomis was Luke Wilson. Ooh darn. Let me scroll back down here real quick. Casey Becker. Was
Casey.
Heather Graham.
Heather
Yeah,
Graham.
Casey Becker. Yeah, it was Heather Graham.
I know that name.
Trying to see exactly what she was in. She's in a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, okay. But apparently Drew Barrymore played her in the second to last movie. See, some of these names I don't understand, like Sherry, Trudy, Rachel, Chloe. I don't know who. Oh.
Well,
Oh, those must have been when we get to like the later movie. But
yeah, those are like the later movies.
Stu Macher.
Who played Stu?
Yeah. This I would want to watch Stab now.
Who plays him?
This cast. Vince Vaughn.
That'd be Luke Wilson and Vince Vaughn. That'd be fun. Could you imagine, Jason?
Yeah.
Have you stabbed me? I'm feeling a little woozy here. But I just got to figure out how we're gonna end this movie.
Tatum was Alicia Silverstone. Randy was Christopher Speed. I don't even know who that is.
But and it's funny because the movie, like it is a whodunit, but it also ties back to like Sydney's past because it's a revenge movie, which makes it even weirder. So yes, it's a whodunit, but it's a revenge whodunit because Billy is trying to get revenge on Cindy for her mom sleeping with his dad and causing his mom to leave him.
Yeah, that is essentially what was going on. That's what I was talking about, the
God, it's hot
the
in this thing.
weirdness of. Yeah, you should probably.
That's better.
Oh, you
That's
good
better.
now?
Yeah,
You good now?
it was a little hot under there.
A little hot, huh? Yeah. Actually, I couldn't find my Ghostface outfit. I mean, I found the outfit stuff. I couldn't find the mask. So it would have been really funny if we were both on here at the same time. Nobody know who we were. Oh, but yeah. So continue what you're saying, Jeremy. With your before you were stripping your face off.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's a revenge of whodunit, and I think that kind of ties into the mystery of it because Cindy truly believes that her mom didn't commit all of these acts that everybody is saying she's doing. Because the movie takes place about a year after her mom's death, and because of her testimony, she put away a man named Cotton Weary, which you get to see more of later in the later movies. Mm-hmm. And they claim that her mom was raped and he murdered her and so on and so forth. But it turns out that Stu and Billy framed Cotton and killed Cindy's mother. And because she caused Billy's mom to leave. And it just ties into the whole group dynamic. Like, how long ago did that happen? How long did Billy know about it? And was he dating Sydney just for the purpose of doing all of this? Like, you know what I mean? Like, is that part of it? Or were they dating beforehand? And then he just went off the deep end.
It could have been something along the lines of, I mean, they don't really get into a whole lot of backstory between the two, but I can ultimately figure out that maybe the whole mom leaving thing happened before he started dating her, and that's why he started dating her, so he could, you know. Yeah.
Oh, you cut out for a second. There it goes. So, but like I said, so the film, we didn't really dive into what the film is. So the film opens with the phone ringing. And Drew Barrymore picks it up. And this is the only part she's in. She plays Casey. And I can't remember why. There's a reason why she was only able to do the beginning. Off the top of my head, I just cannot think of it for the life of me. But what's funny about it is she got the cover of the movie.
Yeah. I think it was because it could have been a production type of thing where they go, hey, you know who's really big right now? Drew Barrymore. We put her at the beginning of the movie. People think she's going to be the face of the movie. She's the main character. But then we kill her. Right there at the beginning of the movie. And that, you know.
Oh, so it's right here. She was the most well-known actor in the cast at the time, and she actually was originally cast as Sydney, but then insisted that if she played Casey, a victim in just the opening scene alone, it would make the audience think anything could happen. Cindy was then recast with Neve Campbell, but Barrymore was still given top billing and a prominent appearance on the poster to mislead the audience. So it was actually Drew Barrymore's idea.
Yeah, her idea. She just wanted to be on the cover.
Actually, Matthew Lillard was cast as Stu by chance after accompanying his then-girlfriend to an unrelated audition taking place elsewhere in the same building. Casting director Lisa Beach saw Lillard in the hallway and asked him to audition for the part. He got into the role with incredible ferocity, and apparently a lot of his lines were ad-libbed.
Yeah. I mean, they even talked about the phone scene that you just showed.
Yes.
It was entirely accidental.
He was supposed to slam it onto the table, and when he went to slam it, all the fake blood, it caused it to slip out of his hand, and it hit him in the back of the head. And it was all genuine. Well, no, it wasn't even improv. It was just, he said it.
Well, yeah, but it wasn't like, it wasn't. Yeah, I think it was more improvised, if anything. You know, he said what he said, but it wasn't like he was meaning in like some sort of mean way. It was just like, just keep rolling with it and just give a general reaction, which is, ow, you just hit me with the phone.
And then the other one about his mom and dad was ad-lib 12. Apparently Wes Craven was laughing so hard he was like, yeah, we're keeping that. When he's like, my mom and dad are gonna be so mad at me.
Yeah, because Sydney had called him up while they were on the phone right there, whatever, and she had talked about how she called the cops or whatever, and that's when Billy lost his cool and started trying to hit Stu in the head with the phone or whatever, and then they proceed to Stu's lying there. He picks up the phone. He's like, "Did you really call the cops?" And she's like, "Yeah, I did." And he's like, "Oh, my mom and dad are gonna be so mad at me." House is trashed. She's bleeding all over the place. It's just, it's fun. I know, they talk about being the sole survivors. That was what the plan was. They each take shots at each other, and then, they'll be the sole survivors and who's it's and whatnots it's. But it was actually, from what I understand, Billy was going to set Stu up to be the fall guy.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah. Why he kept stabbing him, which is something you'll see in a later movie when they try to reenact the same thing. It's just to let you guys know out there, forewarning, if you ever want to be a ghost face with someone, don't. Just go solo. The partners never work out. One of them will always turn on the other.
Yeah, so, like I said, Drew Barrymore, Casey's in her house, and she's making popcorn, and she gets a phone call, and it's a voice on the end. He's like, "Hi, I want to talk. What's your name? Why do you want to know my name? I want to know who I'm talking to."
Great, Jeremy's going to reenact the entire movie. Let me go get my popcorn popping.
I'm making popcorn. Do you like popcorn?
That's a stupid question. No, I hate popcorn. I just have it on the stove for fun.
I'm gonna watch a movie. Do you like movies?
Yes. No, I hate movies. I just have used it as background noise. What are you talking about? This is.
And then it's funny because then she's like, he keeps calling her. She keeps hanging up the phone on him, and he keeps calling back.
It's someone else.
Yeah, because she thinks, yeah. And then he tells her, he's like, "You hang up again and I'll cut you like a fish." So then he starts tormenting her.
Yeah, and then he's got the...
She's like, "You better stop because my boyfriend will come over and kick your ass." Turn on the porch light.
He's tied to a lawn chair. Let me tell you, he makes whoever gutted him made it real fast.
Oh, it's like he ran and just went, sink!
Yeah, pretty much just like he must have ran in. He must have ran in from one side, slit the stomach, grabbed the intestines, pulled just a little bit, and then run out, because he did that in like less than 10 seconds. It's fast because
and the only reason he died, so it comes to the iconic line, what's your favorite scary movie? And he's like, "We're gonna play a game, horror trivia." It's
horror trivia.
And he's like, "Who was the killer in Halloween?" And she's like, "Michael Myers." Good, see, you know.
Not to be confused with Mike Myers. That's Austin Powers.
Yes. And he's like,
and Shrek.
He's like, now it's time for the real question. And she's all like, no. He's like, "But you're doing so good."
No. Let's see, here it goes. Quoting the entire movie again. Jeremy, we only got about another 30 minutes, right?
Who's the killer in Friday the 13th? Jason! It was Jason! And this is what I was meaning earlier when I said he had personality. He sounded like Chucky because he's like, "Nope, that's the wrong answer."
That voice was actually provided by what was that?
Roger Jackson.
Roger Jackson, yeah.
And he
does the voices for all the Ghostface throughout the entire movie. He's the iconic Ghostface.
Yep. He did in the TV series. He does it up through 4. I don't think he did it after 4.
Oh, well, then who does it after 4?
That I don't know. But yeah, Scream 4 was the last one he did. He's actually in a lot of video games, too. Plays Engineer Adams in Mass Effect 3.
Engineer Adams.
Yeah, that's what it says.
God, I got Ghost. I got Ghostface in the Normandy. Are you kidding me?
So, wow, he also plays local pedestrians in Red Dead Redemption 2.
No, he does. According to
Oh, no, there it is. He did it in Scream 6. Yeah, he does it. Never mind. I just happened to scroll past it. He was actually in an episode of The Kill Count, too.
Yeah, he goes all the way up to the untitled 7th Scream film. So, just so you know, there's another one. We're up to 7, guys.
The
7.
The other fast thing that I actually thought about during the movie, and I'm kind of glad you brought up with the killing of Casey's boyfriend, was the parents are in the house, right?
Yep.
He was very fast at stabbing Casey while they're inside the house, disemboweling her, dragging her to the tree, and hanging her up by her intestines with nobody seeing him.
Yeah, it was it was very fast.
But then that's when you get in meeting all the new characters, including Deputy Dewey, played by
Oh,
David Arquette.
Oh, Dewey.
And
The human pincushion.
Gail Weathers,
Yale Weathers.
played by Courtney Cox, who got married to David Arquette because they met at this movie.
Yeah. Yep.
She actually was filming Friends at the same time as filming this.
Oh, was she?
Yeah. There's a tie into the Halloween franchise when Casey's dad is like telling the wife, go to the McKinsey's house. You know, that's from Halloween. So Jamie Lee Curtis.
Turn around, Jamie. Turn around. I love that.
And Ghostface is coming behind him.
Yeah, it's so meta in that scene. Because he's talking to Jamie Lee Curtis on the TV because he's playing Halloween, and Michael Myers is behind her. And he's like, "Turn around, Jamie, turn around." But it's ironic because Ghostface is stalking up behind him, and his name's Jamie. Randy in the movie, but his name's Jamie. He's like, "Jamie, turn around." If he just followed his own advice, he would have seen. Fortunately, he doesn't get killed in this one. He doesn't get shot though.
Right in the shoulder.
Right in the shoulder. But this movie was just frantic and especially the last act, very chaotic, but it was very, very good. And that's the great thing about horror movies and whatnot, is that the references can go just about anywhere.
So get this, Jason. The high school scenes were to be shot at Santa Rosa High School in California. Everything had been already done. The school board already approved it, the whole 9 yards. However, very close to the shooting date, the school board decided to read the script and denied the film to be shot there due to the violent nature, as they had been under the impression the film was supposed to be a comedy, and production was moved to Healdsburg, California. As payback, Wes Craven put at the end of the credits, under the special thanks section, "No thanks whatsoever to the Santa Rosa City School District Governing Board."
I have to go back and look at that. Then again, I don't really.
We don't usually finish the credits.
I usually finish the credits, but that's a fun little nod. Oh, and you know what? Thank you guys. Thank you. Don't thank you. Thank you.
Wow, she wanted to. She got her idea for Gail Weathers because she wanted to play the opposite of Friends.
Oh yeah, she is very, very anti.
That I almost chose that as my other favorite scene, where she's like, "Listen, when I tell you to move, that means move your fat lord ass.
Yeah, she's just mean. Now, the thing about this movie, though, or this series, I should say, is that as the movies move forward, she becomes a much more likable character. You know, but this movie was just rough on her. She was just very
Oh my god.
it just had a lot to do with the animosity between Gail and Sydney.
Yeah. So realistically filming, right? All of the Ghostface appearances were stuntmen.
Mm-hmm.
Except one. One scene was not a stuntman. Can you take a guess at which scene it was?
Which scene?
That scene we just talked about with Jamie Kennedy. That is the one scene Skeet Ulrich actually asked if he could do it. So in that scene where Ghostface is stalking up behind Jamie while he's sitting on the couch going, Jamie, turn around, look behind you.
Oh, that one was actually...
That's actually Skeet Ulrich in the costume.
Well, then I can assume that he... Well, I wouldn't say he was the one. See, that's the tricky part of this movie. Is that if you are trying to place the characters in particular places, when Ghostface is on screen, you're trying to figure out who's in the suit, who's not in the suit, where are they at. You know, sometimes it can get messy. You know, you have like, so we're taking the end of the movie, they're throwing the party, right? And you see, you see Stu a lot, and he's wearing that silly Hugh Hefner looking robe thing going on. And, then you have like his girlfriend get killed, right?
That
He's like, I'll be right back.
Stu's girlfriend's death's the only one that I wasn't a big fan of.
Well, yeah, because I don't know how you get stuck in a giant dog door. Anyone could have gotten out of that. I guess the only reason she couldn't get out of it was because plot convenience.
That was the only death I didn't care for.
I mean, the death itself wasn't that bad.
No, it's just how it happened.
I mean, yeah, she was crawling through the dog door and got stuck, and he turned the elevator on. The elevator went up and, crushed her head or cracked her neck or did whatever. I like the little dangly thing she did. She's lying there, she's just like, whoa.
Oh, yeah.
Which is pretty cool, but I mean, just overall, it's a giant dog door. You managed to squeeze your shoulders in, which is relatively the widest part, I think, give or take. And well, after that, you're home free. She just got stuck, couldn't get out.
No, well, like I said, it was a.
But the Ghostface reaction at the end of it. Where?
Oh yeah, he's just like.
And he's just watching her, and she goes up, she gets crushed with it, and sparks, and the machine breaks down. He's just like, oh, okay.
He's got the Michael Myers like head tilt going.
And then he just kind of backs up his door, like, and I'm going to go back inside now. Ta-da! And just right through the door he goes. So,
just so everybody knows, you can actually rent the house as an Airbnb.
yes, you can. You can rent Stu's house as the old Airbnb.
Pretty cool, actually.
I don't even know where that place is located at.
It's out in California.
Well, I know it's in California. California.
But so let's start diving into the numbers, Jason.
Oh, there it is. Stay at the Scream House for $5 on Airbnb with Ghostface, if you dare. $5? Are you kidding me? Oh, that's during Halloween. Never mind. And that was like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Inflation has happened now. Okay, numbers, Jeremy. Numbers.
So on IMDb, on a scale of 1 to 10, 392,000 votes.
On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to go with a... Oh, PJ's launching high with an 8. Interesting. Are you going with a 6? Okay. Raven is going with a 6.
Did she see how I looked at the beginning of the podcast?
I'm pretty sure. Oh, apparently she's having some sort of difficulty. She can't get it out.
Well, if anybody else wants to put in a rating, there's somebody else in the chat, so we do lowest score, Price is Right rules. So you have to be lower than the score or right on it, and whoever's closest to it wins.
Wins.
So, PJ.
Oh, her screen's froze.
You're the principal. You were in your office playing around with the mask, and then after you expelled those 2 kids for running around with the mask.
Yeah. Principal Himbley, which
hung on a flagpole.
Let me tell you.
No, he wasn't hung on a flagpole, Mom. He was hung off the field goal posts on the football field.
Oh wait, and these high school students, if that's what you want to call these kids, these are some of the worst human beings ever.
Let's go look before they take him down.
Yeah. Because Randy got the phone call, which I think it was all set up to get. Randy got a phone call and was told that the principal was hanging from the goalpost, and all the rest of the people were like, okay, we gotta go see. Let's go see. Woo! Yay! I want to go see. And it's like, that's a dead guy. What's wrong with you people? All right, continue, Jeremy. Give me a drink.
Ravenfire. You're Casey.
Oh no, Casey.
Gutted like a fish. Cause
And hung from the tree at the beginning of the movie.
I want to know who I'm looking at. Final question. What door am I at?
You have 2 main doors.
You have 2 main doors. You have the front door and the patio.
And she went out a 3rd door.
Yeah, she did. Because I asked that question. I was like, I thought she only had 2.
Oh, 2 main doors. That was a side door that they didn't. Maybe they thought it was a closet.
Jason, you were 0.1 off. It was a 7.4.
So close.
So you win.
Yeah, I get to be the ghost face.
Now,
What did he say about the pig's blood?
that's what they use for the pig's blood and carry. It was corn syrup.
Corn syrup.
Yeah, because it's like this. Corn syrup.
So, Jeremy, quick question. We all go a little mad sometimes. Anthony Perkins.
Psycho.
Yeah, Psycho. Okay. Another horror movie reference, which will.
They were all over the place in this, and that was the point of it. It was a trope to horror movies.
This movie was a big trope.
And that's what even Wes Craven, and then that's what he wanted. He was like, I'm making a horror movie that knows about itself.
Yeah, that's the whole thing about meta. Oh, gracious. I guess this movie did, like I said, did very, very well, and people loved the meta context of it all, and was a lot of movies started doing it. Like I said, Bride of Chucky changed like its whole attitude. It became like a dark comedy, and it was full of meta references. So,
Heck, it spawned the spoofs of it literally was the reason why Scary Movie came out.
Yeah, well, we really don't need to talk about Scary Movie.
Now, I need a cool name, Jason. The Screamometer.
The Screamometer.
Yeah, the Screamometer. So,
Screamometer.
with 88 reviews on a scale of 0 to 100, how did the critics give Scream?
Oh, critics. Scale of 0 to 100, I'm going to go with a 57. Seems really low, but critics have known to be stupid. Raven says a 57.
All right, we just waiting on PJ. 82.
She's being very lenient towards the critics.
PJ. Hold on. I can't think of his name now. How am I drawing a mind blank on his name?
Which one? PJ just finished it for you. Dead. Seriously,
Kenny.
PJ.
Kenny.
Dead.
That's who it is.
Kenny.
Yeah, he's the cameraman.
Oh, Kenny. Yeah.
Got his throat slit. And then she's on the roof of on the top of the car, and when she's driving, she's like, "Kenny, I'm so sorry, but get the hell off the car!"
Yeah.
And she drove it into a ditch. Didn't even hit the brakes.
I'm just wondering how strong Stu or Billy is to get Kenny up there.
Yeah, he's not a small guy.
No, he wasn't. I mean, he would have been a little bit faster if he had moved.
Ravenfire. You're Skeet Ulrich. This is the final moment where the killer comes back for one last scare.
Oh.
Ah!
Raven got Billy.
Not my movie. Jason! You won that one too. PJ, you were literally off by 1. It was an 81%. You missed it by 1. A literal penny. You missed it by a penny.
I was 0.1 under the last time, and she was 0.1, or she was 1 over this time.
And now, the audience.
The audience.
This movie was actually certified fresh
Wow. Okay.
by reviewers.
To make me want to score higher. Let's go. Oh, you know what? No, bump it. Let's go. Let's do a 90. Get a 90 up in here. That's just a straight up 70. Got it. Raven thinks fans were not too entirely. I think her strategy is just to kind of shoot low and hopefully we overshoot.
Jason!
Oh, see, I couldn't win them all. Just like Ghostface, I ended up getting killed at the end.
You're Matthew Lillard. You got the TV dropped on your face.
Which, ironically, in the original script for Scream 3, he was supposed to be in prison.
Yeah.
I think it's still an idea they play with where he's not...
And he has openly admitted he will come back if they offer it to him.
Yeah. I don't know what to think if he should come back or not. I know he's like my favorite part of this whole, movie itself, but I just don't know entirely if he'll work in the later ones.
Yeah. PJ! I think I'm out of people.
Did you do Tate?
I did not. PJ, you're Tate. You're getting stuck in the doggy door.
Get the PJ gets the doggy door.
I should have given that one to Jason.
One garage door later. No, we're just saying you can't fit through the doggy door.
Just like her.
Yeah, and she wasn't even fat. It wasn't even a small door. She just able to slip halfway through. It was just the second half that gave up.
Raven Fire. You do win it. And PJ, you were off by 2 this time. It was an 80%.
Oh, he's so close. I know. I'll let her know when she walks back in here.
80%. The critics and the fans were pretty close on this one.
Oh, thank you. You won. You won that round. PJ got the doggy door, if you didn't hear.
So,
Oh, God.
so overall, though, I agree with the reviews on this movie. It does have its little faults here and there, but I love this movie. I can watch it again and again. Like, it's just it's a fun movie.
Yeah, I mean,
And we had a ball watching it.
there's some movies that, just have that appeal to them. I know there's certain horror movies like our last set of movies, The Descent and The Cave. Those movies, especially like The Descent. The Descent's not something I'm going to watch all the time. Hereditary is something I'm not going to watch all the time. This, I can watch all the time. The Chucky films, I can watch those all the time, because they inject some sort of humor to it. There's some sort of replayability about it. I'm not saying that like Hereditary and this Descent are like bad movies, that they're not replayable. People love those movies. They're good movies for particular reasons. But this, with its whole meta setting and just the cast and how crazy it can get, just makes this one of the best horror flicks out there, because it's fun to watch. It's a fun horror. I don't really consider it scary,
And just like in the movie, it iconed a new face that you can buy at any Halloween store.
Yeah. Yep, every Halloween you can just walk into a Spirit Halloween and pick you up a ghost face mask. Hey, Jeremy, remember?
Oh, yeah! So, 2 years ago,
Yeah.
so, real quick before we go, story time. 2 years ago, me and Jason had this idea on Halloween, right? So, me and him, we both bought a Ghostface costume. And we went over to our parents' house. And I had went into the house earlier that day and taking this outside screen off of one of the back windows to the back bedrooms. And we were doing our thing, and
Oh, yeah, you unlocked the window.
yeah, I unlocked the window, took the screen off, the whole 9 yards, basically. And so I went outside with Jason, and we told my parents that we were going to go take his daughter's trick-or-treating. And so Jason went to his truck, and he changed into his Ghostface costume. And I went around back, and I went in through the window back into the house and changed into mine. So my mom comes outside of the house and sees Jason dressed up in his. Scares her. She goes back into the house, and they've got a glass door in front of their normal door. So she's got the glass door, and it's locked, and Jason is outside the door, like tapping on it. And he goes and he disappears, and when she turns around, I was already inside the house. And she spins around and sees me and literally unlocks the door, bolts out of the house, and runs across the street to the neighbors.
It's y'all are just made. Yeah.
Oh, we had so much fun with that one. That one was a good one.
Yep. That was a good Halloween.
It was fun. But that's all the time we have tonight. We will see y'all next week as we talk about Scream 2, and we're going to college.
Yay. Been there, done that.
We will see y'all next week. Y'all stay safe out there. And don't answer any calls from unknown numbers. You never know who's on the other line.
Yeah. Laters.